Thanks so much for joining. I'm Lorelei Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Pacific Northwest, many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. Cynthia Singleton, I'm thrilled to be with you. Thanks for joining our community.
I'm happy to be here, and thanks, Lorelai, for what you bring to the community.
You're very welcome. So, what do you do? What do you offer at our events?
Well, I'm an author. I'm a best-selling author, and I hope to share some of the content of what I've written about with folks. My goal is to empower people in their own intuition. And so I'll be offering my book called Amping Your Abilities 77 Ways to Awaken, Explore, and Ignite Your Intuition. But I'll also be offering sessions at the fairs too, some healing sessions, some Master Reiki, Universal Life Force Energy, and I'll have some little intention crystals as well. And I imagine since I'm sort of just diving into this aspect, I'll be offering more down the line. I do have some psychic and mediumship propensities, so we'll see where that goes with time.
No, that's great. That's great. Well, how did you discover that you wanted to be a practitioner? How did you discover you had gifts? And how did you decide you wanted to write a book and all those kinds of things?
It's so actually completely and utterly delicious to talk about because ever since I was a teeny tiny child, I always had one foot in the door of energetics and spirits. I could see spirits. There was actually a ghost in my childhood home, and I was really lucky until about age 7 that I didn't have any societal discouragement or parental discouragement around energetics and ghosts and all that. So I had a real solid first 7 years of my life until, 7 years you're kind of getting out and about in the world and you discover, oh my goodness, not everybody experiences what I experience. And so most of my life I kind of took two paths. One was always having my foot in the door of energetics and the spirit world and just deliciously trying to eat up any book that I could find on any of these delicious subjects like past lives, near death experiences, ghosts, UFOs, mythical creatures, all that kind of stuff throughout my life. But I also went into hiding in my own energetic world because I was a little afraid of what the world would think about all that. So I took the traditional prescriptive life, was very successful at being a teacher in the world. And so, yeah, now in, let's say it was about just a handful of years ago, my book came to me. And with that, it just feels like it was good timing in humanity for this to happen. And I also, having gone into my own hiding around all of this, I wanted to encourage other people not necessarily to hide, to embrace their innate gifts that they were born with. So I hope that I can play a role in empowering other people as I am on my journey in all of this too.
Yep. Yep. When did you start doing work with other people? Was it a while ago you started doing just some informal sessions with people, or how did that emerge for you?
Well, I'm kind of at the infancy of really breaking out
Mm.
with this now with other people. I can say that I've always worked with other people because I've always been a teacher in some capacity. And I had many years as an elementary school teacher. So without necessarily teaching the intuitive bits, I always have
Okay.
thoroughly believed in human potential and empowerment and drawing people into their own gifts, whether it's intuition or something else.
No, that makes sense to me. So maybe the way I'm seeing it now is that the book came through you, and the book really is about, it's about opening, but in some ways it's about like getting yourself out there too. So the book came in maybe as a way of getting you out there, sharing your own work
Yes,
more.
Yes, and the book came in actually in an amazing way. There's actually a little story, if I might
Mhm.
share. Is let's see, probably about 2020-ish, 1920-ish. I had been out, and I live in Ashland, Oregon, where there's dance classes and whatnot. I had been out on a work night at a dance and just really in high vibration. And I came home at about 10 p.m. at night on a work night. And it was like, I looked at my computer and I was like, oh my gosh, something's coming in. So I sat down and I just typed up the table of contents outline for my book. And so I was up till about 4 a.m. that morning on a work night. But the synchronicity here, and I love sharing synchronicities with people, is a week after I had written out the table of contents and outlined my book, I was on a meetup group that was about intuition. And the leader of the meetup group had said, hey, I'm starting this new publishing company. If anybody has a book that you want to submit, and by the way, it's always been a dream to be an author my whole life. I've always been into writing. So she put that out there. I submitted a few chapters, kind of put it out that weekend and got back. And so it was the synchronicity was like the world and the universe
Wow.
provided an invite on a silver platter. And so here we are.
Oh, how great. How great.
Yeah.
Well, so say a little bit more about your book. So the tagline, you've got 77 different ways. So let's say a little bit of yeah, how it's organized.
Yeah, so again, we've got the subtitle 77 Ways to Awaken, Explore, and Ignite Your Intuition. And I like to say to people, your world is awakening to intuitive potential, and you're invited to participate. And so some of the things I go into in the book, and I've got a little list on the back here, are intention and allowing, passion, creativity, and flow, serendipitous coincidences and signs, science and consciousness. Oh, all this stuff is so yummy to me. Electronic phenomenon and your energetic field, dreams, premonitions, and simple meditations, past lives and near death experiences, crossing the veil and visitations, and tips for the empath.
It's great. It's great.
All the
Oh,
things that I just loved diving into my whole life.
it's really great feeling your energy too as you share about your book, share about the story in your book.
I hope it's contagious for others to feel their magnificence in all of these subjects too.
That's great. Well, if people are interested in your book and want to talk to you about sessions and all that, how do they reach you?
Yeah, I am at, well, albeit some of the MeWe fairs,
Right.
of course, and I am at intuitivesuperpowers.com.
Great. And
And
if they're interested,
you might see in my book, it also takes you to the same website, author Cynthia Singleton. .com. So intuitivesuperpowers.com.
okay, and just let me see the front cover again too. So everyone
Yeah.
definitely see the front covers. Okay, yeah, amplifying your abilities. But so do they get it? Do they get it just on the website or is there was another point? So I didn't quite follow. Where do they go?
Question. Yes, the book itself you can get through the website if you'd like. I've got
Mhm.
a link on my homepage, also with another Crossing the Veil meditation there. And I've got a free little gift if people want to uh, add their email and have 7 ways to supercharge your superpowers. Or there's the book, which ultimately the link takes you to Amazon, where
Okay.
you just sit there. So
Okay,
yeah.
great. So people can find it there too. Okay, great, great. Well, thrilling. I'm excited to have you at our events and to have more people be aware of all these great tips and all the stories that are in your book. And lovely to have you be participating.
Thank you, Lorelai, and thank you, everybody. Yeah,
Well, you're so welcome. And yeah, so thanks everyone. You can find out more about all of our events and all the people at our events at mewefairs.com. Thanks so much, Cynthia.
thank you.